Hi everyone. This is your week 2 lecture and assignment videos, and I want to ask for your help. This is the first time I have done lecture and assignment videos on a weekly basis. I have provided help videos as required or as I thought might be helpful, but to actually just go through the textbook in bits and pieces and along with your assignment, this is the first time. So how I need your help is if there's something else you would like to see me do, and if I think I can do it or some morphing of it, let me know. And because this is for your benefit, also for my benefit, to make sure that I kind of get some information out to you that otherwise I may not be able to distribute. So again, any suggestions are more than welcome. All right, so let's get going. We're going to start here at 2.0 introduction. Well, I scratched that. We're going to start because of going over your syllabus. I didn't do that last week, and I wanted to go over that and explain it. The primary part that I want to talk about is the grading part, and that's the part that everybody is concerned about, and it would be me too. And um, most of the time when I was in school way back when, in the Stone Age, um, if you got 90 points out of 100, your grade was an A. Flat out, tit for tat. It's not that way because things are weighted, as you can see up here, weighted by group. And so your assignments and your discussions are 40% of your grade and your discussions. Sometimes students have a tendency to think the discussions are not that important or it won't hurt that much if you don't do one this week. I don't take makeup discussions. And if you don't do your discussion that week, this starts cutting into this 40%. Now you have a cumulative presentation at the end of the quarter that's worth 20%. Your quizzes are worth 20%. You can retake your quizzes twice, and the system keeps the highest grade. You can use your textbook, but once you start your quiz, you need to finish it. You cannot start it and go back in and stop it and that type of thing. So quizzes are 20% of your grade, and your final exams 20%. So if you look this here, so 40% of your grade, the final exam and cumulative presentation are at the end of the quarter. Your assignments and discussions are all the way throughout. So think of this when you make the decisions you need to make. I want you to talk to me if life happens, or I have a couple of students that are pregnant and will be having babies and they're worried about their assignments. I always work with you if I can at all, but I can't help you, and I can't help you work through life happenings if you don't tell me that things are going kind of a little cockeyed. All right, so make sure that you talk to me. So that's it. That's the end of that soapbox. So let's get back to the class. Introduction, professionalism. You need to go through the introduction each week. Getting started, meeting facilitation tips. I'm sorry, my yard's being mowed. And CNN interview about managing personalities in meetings. And this goes along with some of the things that you have to do this week. So this is a nice little video to watch. Your lesson objectives for this week is summarize the benefits of working effectively with a team in today's workplace. Describe how to plan and participate in effective face-to-face and virtual meetings. These are becoming more and more common because basically from a business perspective, it's less expensive to hold a virtual meeting than to pay somebody either mileage and gas or their airplane fare and hotel fare as well as their daily expenses to hold a virtual meeting than to do a face-to-face meeting. Identify active listening techniques and explain successful nonverbal communication. And nonverbal communication is almost more of a telltale sign than active listening. So here for lesson preparation, here's your reading assignment, Chapter 2 for this week. Presentation, Chapter 2 PowerPoint about the chapter. PowerPoint will not get you all the way for the information, but it may help you. For some of you that are more of a visual than visual learner, this may help you a little bit to understand the chapter. Practice questions, beat the clock, it's a game. Grammar practices, these will help you, sorry, try and talk a little louder. These will help you with your grammar. And here's an ungraded quiz to test your knowledge. It's right next to my window, I'm sorry. And then here's business etiquette preview quiz. This is ungraded, this is not your regular weekly quiz. and Guide to Business Etiquette and Workplace Manners. Now, the quiz is graded, the one that you have to take weekly for week 2. Here's a study guide for you to go through your book and see if it can help you at all. And I'm just looking here real quick. Okay, hang on, hang tight with me. Okay, chapter review, in this case, page 71. The chapter review may help you with the quiz study guide. And I just thought of this, so I have not done a compare and contrast. But there's 15 questions with page numbers, I'm sorry, with objectives, objective 2, objective 3, that you can go through and find that may help you get ready for the quiz. But again, you are allowed to take 2 quizzes. All right, so let's go on to the next part of this. We're going to go through the module first, and then I'm going to go through your work, your assignments at the same time. All right. It's thinking. Gotta love computers. Oops, wrong one. No, that's right. All right. If this week you started your group discussions, we have a large class, primarily because of ITT and MedTech closing. And so to best break people down where you can get to know each other better, I've broke the group. I've broken you down to 4 groups. One's badgers, beavers. Another one's a beaver. Gray squirrel is another one. Eastern chipmunk. And assigned you to these different groups. Now, as life happens, if I have to break down a group and reassign you, I'll give you some notice on doing that. You won't be just surprised. There's new people. But if you have any questions about this, let me know. I've given a little introduction about each group. And so if you have comments or thoughts, go ahead and feel free to express them. So let's talk about the discussion for this week. Individuals frequently fall victim to groupthink when trying to avoid the fear of rejection that can come from deviating from the group consensus. And groupthink is that you disagree with necessarily, or you're not sure about what the group is thinking, but hey, I'll go along with the group. It's easier than causing flack, or I'm not sure and I don't want to appear silly, so I'm going to go ahead and go along rather than put my 2 cents in. That's groupthink. So did you avoid the hazards of courage and fall victim to groupthink? Or did you relate to the feeling of the pain of independence when going against the majority opinion? Explain what you did. Summarize what impact it had on group dynamics. Now, summarizing usually means to give me a paragraph. And then review your classmates' responses. Describe in 1 or 2 paragraphs why you don't agree with the techniques they've suggested. And then what alternative techniques would you suggest for situations similar to theirs? Now, there is a rubric with each one, and I would suggest you grade your topic as best as you can according to the rubric. So